called Spill and Spell. And it's by Phillips Publishers. And of course, of all places, this was spellcast in Salem, Massachusetts in the USA in the year of our Lord, 1959. Doesn't that fit in with our timeline of pain we've been experiencing? But this reminds me, of like Ouija board promotion or something like that. And believe it or not, even though I am such a mystical, ballsy, supernatural kind of spiritual researcher, your buddy SUZ never did play with the Ouija board for real. The closest I ever got is when I was running with Mama Lil when I was, 21, 22, and doing readings and things. Of course, I'd read tarot cards and things like that. And, people get in a lot of arguments about this stuff because people with etiquette, you see, don't delve into such subjects theoretically back in the day. But these days, when we know our new definition of etiquette, which I'm going to have to write and tape to my head for a while so I can learn it, but you do engage in all of this stuff whether you know it or not, and our language is one of the major ways that they did perform spellcasting. So you can think that you don't participate in these things. It really just means you're like a ding-dong. So the person's name is written on this, and it's Chris, and I can't read the last name, it's long. So we get inside the box. I'll bring it up to the camera for you guys. Okay, spill and spell. See you've got your little timer glass here, and I guess that's how long you got to spell a word in the Halloween cup. Okay, so the die are in here, or the dice. I never know what etiquette, what language I'm supposed to use. They're orange. Whoops. Whoops. And as you can see, that's how they sound, that's how they look. And it's not a full cup, mind you. So it's not like you get a whole bunch of different ways to spell. There's our cute little magnifying. This is the first time I've even brought it out of the box. This all came in about 2 in the morning last night. And, especially when you're dealing with someone's objects that have been loved or forgotten about, like in this case, you really do need to do some kind of a ceremony to remove all the negative energy from whatever it was involved in. And of course, with crystals and stones, we do that under a full moon or a new moon, or we just do it with intention. But my buddy Chris Keller, I've gotten my rings from him. So this is a platinum neutralization ring, and you can even put food or drink or objects coming into your home into this ring, vacuum the shit off it, you know what I mean, etherically, and then charge it up, and you don't have to worry about some shadowy figure coming bouncing out of a box in the middle of the night. With the CERN story, I mean, theoretically, shit's gonna be bouncing like a, what do you call it? Pinball machine. Tag, I used to love pinball. Okay, so it tells you how to play. Huh, interesting. Alright. Spill and Spell is a word game for any number of players. To start the game, each player throws the same cube, and the one having the letter nearest to A has the first play. He places the 15 cubes in the cup and spills them. The letter Q, without a U, allows another roll of all the cubes. He then makes words using the letter showing on the top surface of the cubes. as the score is determined by squaring the number of letters in each word, it is to his advantage to use as many letters as possible in each word, always bearing in mind that the longer the word, the higher the score. Thus, if he makes a 7-letter word with his score, for that word is 7 times 7 or 49. But if he can make a 10-letter word, his first word gives him a score of 10 times 10 or 100. After making his final word, the player continues until the remaining letters in crossword puzzle fashion. No proper nouns, foreign words, or abbreviations are allowed. So if you can't use all your letters, the number of cubes remaining are squared and deducted from the score. Alright. The play continues clockwise and the game is won by the player having the highest score over 300 or any other predetermined figure when each has an equal number of turns. And they go into some examples and various methods of play, so you can either play solitaire, or you can do the two-handed or four-handed additions.
Tag that glitch.
Spell. As a game for children, Spill and Spell can be used to its advantage in the classroom as well in a group or family play at home. It is a new aid in teaching, reading, spelling, and arithmetic, as well as being entertaining. For younger children, the game may be simplified by seeing which child can come closest to using all the letters in the construction of simple words. And there's 3 versions of Spill and Spell. Number 1, number 102, and number 103. By the time you get up to Fancy Pants at 103, you get 2 sets of letter dice in different colors, 2 unbreakable dice, shakers, covers, and a 3-minute timer. In number 2, you get the 3-minute brass finish sand timer, 15 orange dice, and an unbreakable shaker. Right, and if you get 101, you just get a single set. So this is 101's version, which is fine. And this piece of paper, the first thing I see on it is Tittle a Wink, 6 to 10 play. Use a double 9 or double 12 set. And that's Halsum Products Company in Chicago. And they're the manufacturers of embossed blocks, checkers, dominoes, American logs, American plastic bricks, and American skyline construction sets. Basic tools in play since 1917. A lot of shit happened in 1917, didn't it? We keep reading about that in Dynamic Freedoms. Here we're seeing it in the spellcasting. Of course, we've got the tragedies of the war, so on and so forth. And the shit's been on ever since. It's kind of dirty, isn't it?